It could be colonialism and land theft. It could be gentrification. It could be sweeping poor people out of every public space imaginable. As long as you have that type of violence, you're going to have street art.
On your travels around Vancouver, you might have spotted these sculptures in surprising places over the last 3 years. Hooded, forlorn figures easily mistaken for a child. 2 of them are here on the roof of the City Centre Artists Lodge on Main Street.
This is an example of what people might find. I make them usually in memory of often of a specific person, but I always hope that other people will put their own meaning, tell their own story on it.
They're the work of a multimedia street artist called Lupo, who chooses to cover his face partly because of the illegal activist nature of his work and a history of being criminalized. Lupo's work will be showcased at the Vancouver Outsider Arts Festival this October, and he says his collection of life-sized sculptures perched on an urban canvas is, in a way, a community memorial.
And the community has called it Beloved Ghosts. It started because I was losing a lot of people. A lot of people in my life were dying as a direct result of systemic oppression. Some of that was physical violence, some of that was suicide, and some of that was overdose, but it's all connected to oppression. Yeah, everybody will see something different. I mean, some people will look at it and think that that's a moment of decision. Which is a darker place to go.
Yeah.
But other people have said that it feels like our loved ones are kind of watching over the neighborhood.
Some of his sculptures are found at the ground level, like this one on Granville Island, daring passers-by to look down and see their expressions reflected back. In this present political moment in British Columbia, where 2 of the parties up for election are interested in forcing people with substance use disorders into treatment, Lupo suggests their reasoning of public safety obscures what is really a squeamishness of poverty.
There's a big difference between being unsafe and just feeling uncomfortable looking at poor folks. And I cannot describe to somebody that hasn't experienced it, if anybody out there has or hasn't, I cannot describe what it's like for your existence to be considered a public threat.
While looking at Lupo's work, we walked down to the motel basement to a sculpture of a different emotion. The ones on the roof here of the motel, I mean, they're solitary. They're figures on their own, and they have this melancholy sort of feel to them, but here we have like this coupling, right?
I was thinking a lot about the way that our loved ones who passed on are still always with us, right? So one person dead, one person living, but they never really leave us. And just thinking about all the isolation that a lot of us are in right now. So I just wanted to make some pieces like this that had more of that feeling of connection and love and embracing, and to try and put that out there.
Lupo's work can also be seen at a solo exhibition here at the City Centre Artists Lodge this November 7th to 9th. In Vancouver, Kier Juneau, City News.